Hey everyone, it's Miss Adams. We are going to start a new unit for our online education. And this is going to be something that we really can't dive into as easily in school, since obviously while we're in the gym, I want you guys moving. So, what we're going to talk about the rest of this week is we're going to define what physical activity is. By the end of this, you guys are going to know the difference between what sedentary behavior is, what physical activity is, and what exercise is. And we're also going to hit those SMART goals again, and we're going to talk about how you can help build physical activity habits to improve your overall wellness using those SMART goals. The key terms for all of this is it's all going to fall under human movement, guys. So we're going to talk first about sedentary behavior. This is any behavior that has minimal movement. So these kind of behaviors are things like sitting and laying down, watching Netflix, binging your favorite Netflix series, sitting down on your phone and Snapchatting with your friends or messaging your friends, social medias, riding in a car, video games, all of you guys in your Fortnite or your Call of Duty, whatever you guys are playing. Okay, those are sedentary behaviors and they're not good for you. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay, the other one that we have right here we're going to talk about is physical activity. And physical activity falls under two parts. Okay, so it's kind of this umbrella term. And we have two different types. So the first one is lifestyle. These are recreational or transportational movements, which means you choose to walk to a place or you choose to take the bike somewhere. And you choose to take your bike to school or walk to school. The other one, on the other hand, is exercise. And these are planned bouts of physical activity with specific goals to improve or to maintain some type of physical fitness component. So this could be cardio. You could be working on running the mile faster or your pacer test or working on your sit-ups and push-ups, muscle building. Okay, so muscular strength, muscular endurance, cardiovascular endurance, even flexibility. Okay, so exercise has a specific goal in mind with something to do with the components of physical fitness. While we do the rest of this, which will probably be the next 5 minutes, okay, and you're going to understand why those 5 minutes are important, I am going to challenge you guys. Either stand up and march in place, tap your feet side to side. If you have to sit down, go ahead and dance in your chair. I don't care. Just do something that's moving while you're watching this. If you have to set your laptop up on top of something so that you can move, do it, okay? Or just listen. That's fine. But I want you guys moving through the rest of this presentation. Is exercise enough? Okay, so a MET is a metabolic equivalent. I'm not as worried about that. What I want you guys to get from this part, though, the most is that physical activity and incorporating that into your lifestyle and what you do every day, it actually uses more energy than people who only exercise for one solid stint, okay, for a bout, we also call that, or for people that are sedentary. So if you're sitting down all day and then you go to the gym and you work out, or you do one of those workout videos at home, that's not enough. Okay. You have to do more than that, or it's not going to really help you physical activity wise. Exercise is great. Don't get me wrong. We need to do those things. But we have to be very cautious and make sure that we don't sit down for a really long time, otherwise known as being sedentary. So the key for this, guys, we need to break up every 30 minutes of sitting down and being sedentary for an extra 5 minutes. And that 5 minutes needs to be of something physical activity. Okay. Different types of human movement that occur through a typical school day. So let's talk about your school day. And we might walk to school, we might bike to school, we move in between classes. You guys have PE, you go to the cafeteria, we do recess, okay? But your classes, we were sitting down for at least 45 minutes, right? Not we in PE, but in your regular classes. You need to have that time in between. Okay, so we need to make sure that we have those breaks in between. And even though it's only 3 minutes for 45 minutes, that's not ideal. Take advantage of that. Go for a quick walk, move up and down if you need to. Okay, and we need to have that structured and unstructured physical activity opportunities. And those are things like physical education class and recess. You guys don't have that right now. That's why this is so important. And we need to have opportunities. So in school, we have some sports programs. Okay, and I know 8th grade does some after school programs. So making sure that we have movement throughout the day is super important. How do we find our fitness and how do we do this? So we have 4 different corners set up to this diagram here. And top to bottom, we're going to talk about social versus independent. So social are these activities that you like to do in groups. Do you like to go for hikes with friends or take a bike class with your family? Do you want to do activities with other people or would you rather do them by yourself? These are things that are independent. If it's done by yourself, it's independent. Exercise. Is this creating a benefit or trying to achieve a goal of some physical fitness component? Okay, so socially, the top picture here is social because they're in a group and they're exercising. They're working on cardiovascular if they're doing the bikes. On the bottom, this is independent and this is strength training. So she's working on her muscular strength, possibly muscular endurance as well while she's at the gym, but it's still a form of exercise and she's doing it by herself. Socially, with physical activity, going for hikes and going for walks throughout the day. Okay, are you doing that with somebody else or do you rather do that by yourself, like the guy down here on the treadmill? Okay, types of human movement naturally occur when we're at home. Lies I tell myself with just one more episode. Okay, you guys have less opportunity for moving while you're home. How easy is it to sit down and binge Netflix or to sit on a game and then you don't even realize how far in on that game you got, right? Okay, so it's easy to stay sedentary or inactive for long periods of time, especially at home, but this is going to impact your physical, psychological, and social well being. And we need to be intentional about it. Interrupt that sedentary behavior. So maybe watch one episode and then get up and go move something. Go move and do something. Not move something. You could move something. Rearrange your room. I don't know. Um, Move throughout the day and engage in physical activity. So you have to set that timer for yourself. If you want to play video games, great. Go for it. Do it. But we got to find that time to get up and go do something in between. Applying our learnings and what we're going to talk about to real life. Okay, so laying and sitting, guys, this is sedentary. We're not doing anything. Think about periods of time where you spend 30 or more minutes being sedentary. Okay, I want you to think binge watching Netflix, playing your video games. Okay, these are times where you spend 30 or more minutes being sedentary. Sitting on your phone and scrolling through social media, okay, scrolling through TikTok and not doing the TikToks, okay. Brainstorm activities that you can do for 5 minutes to break these up. Maybe go do a TikTok dance instead, okay, dance to something. Walk up and down the stairs 5 times, anything, because sedentary, we don't want to do that. Physical activity, how can you do, what kind of things could you do every single day to help? Could you ask your parents to park farther away, maybe from the grocery store? Could you walk to school? Do you really need that ride or could you walk? Okay. Carrying laundry baskets, vacuuming, walking the dog. So there's lots of chores that'll help keep you guys moving. Go for family walks or bike rides. Do it with your siblings. They're going to love you for it, especially the little ones. Exercise. What kind of exercises could you do at home? If you've been on my Google site, then you know that there's plenty of exercises for you to do at home. There's lots of YouTube channels that I've provided for you. And I'm asking that you try to push yourselves to do that exercise at least every day if you can, right? We're pushing for 60 minutes. If we can do it, great. If not, that's fine. But check out movement sources within Google Classroom for me. So these are 2 other examples that they have. But like I said, I've provided you with so much stuff already, okay? When you set these goals and when you start doing these physical activities, you got to have some sort of goal. And we have harped on SMART goals so much. And I know if you have not had help with me yet, you've heard this before. So each goal needs to be specific. It needs to be direct and it needs to have detail and it needs to be measurable. You need to be able to find a way to track your progress. Is it attainable? Is it realistic? Okay, how are you going to do it? Is it something that you're even capable of doing? Is it relevant and does it mean something to you? Okay. Time bound, it has to have a set deadline. Okay, has to have a deadline. So is it specific, detailed, direct, measurable? Can I track my progress on that? Is this realistic or attainable? Is it relevant and does it mean something to you? And is there a set time for that? The example on the bottom said, I will walk up and down my stairs 5 times consistently after each episode I watch on Netflix. This will be a consistent habit by 2 weeks from now. Okay, walking up and down the stairs. Okay, walking up and down, that's specific and attainable. The stairs, yeah, if you've got a set of stairs, that's easy to do. Measuring, how many times am I going to do it? 5 times. Okay, after every episode I watch on Netflix. So is that relevant? Because is Netflix important to you? It could be. There's a lot of good stuff on there right now. And then when are you going to check in on that? 2 weeks from now? Perfect. During this module and during this talk that we're going to have, I want you guys to get to a point where you know what sedentary behavior is, what physical activity is, and the difference between physical activity and exercise, and how to create your own SMART goals. So we need to set SMART goals for ourselves, and we've been doing that at PE. We started that this week. I want you to really think about how we're going to make that specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound? Are you setting a specific time and are you following this SMART principle? Perform progressive increases in the amount of moving. Are you doing that? Are you paying attention to those 30 minutes that you're sitting down and you're getting up for 5 or more minutes to do some sort of physical activity so you're not sitting still? Online learning, you guys are sitting at the computer. Why do you think I asked you for the last 9 minutes to move side to side, up and down, do some squats? I don't care. Spin around, touch the ground, put your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. Okay? Reflect on that, on the 3 personal strategies that you try or could try that we're going to do. Are those helping you be less sedentary? And on how long periods of sedentary time versus breaking up sedentary times makes you feel. So does it change you in the way that it makes you feel? Okay, guys, I've talked long enough. There's been questions throughout this video. We're going to dive more into this. You guys did absolutely awesome, and I will talk to you soon.